Slow it down real quick, like, yo, bitch. Corvette. Nah, I'm just playing, son. Hey, yo. Once again, this song, Real Life, Real Spit with Latin Pain. I'm Antonio Bicicleta, Latin Pain, everything. Also representing Wounded and Pathetic Thoughts. Now, last time, I left y'all with how I went to the box for 10 days. After, you know, that issue with the Spanish kid who happened to be racist, you know what I mean? I'm Puerto Rican myself, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't like some attitude. You know, he got rocked. I went to the box. I ain't no gangster, but that's what happened, right? I'm going to take it from there, man, because I want people to learn a lesson, bro. At least. You know, if you get anything out of, you know what I'm saying, what I do, that's cool. You feel me? So, I go to the box for the 10 days, you heard? I'm going to light a cigarette, too. Don't smoke, kids. It's not good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm your favorite uncle, though, so you're going to let me slide, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I go to the box for those 10 days. Those 10 days wound up turning to 60 days because of an issue what happened with Officer Santoro. In there, you nuking, duking officers. You wildin', you heard? Officers disrespect you. You do stuff with them, you know what I'm saying? Do stuff to them. You know what I'm saying? They might beat you up. They might not catch you. You heard? I nuke him, duked the officer with a, you know what I'm saying, milk bottle filled with piss and crap, you heard? That I mixed up myself just to get him back, whatever. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have did that, though. But that's not what I caught the time for. I didn't get caught for that. You know, when I went to the box for those 10 days, they wound up turning into 70 days altogether. I got another 60 on top of that because of Officer Sanchez and Officer Santoro. Now, the box is a bug, the Beacon Bing, that's a bugged out place. Now, I done been to OBCC. I done been to the Bing in the 4 building, but the Beacon Bing, it's a real dark place, bro. That's demon time. That's demon time, bro. Word. My man, too, was in the MO side, Kruger, man. Shout out to Freddy Krueger. That's what they called him. You know what I'm saying? True story, facts. You know what I mean? Anyway, I go to the box for the 10 days. On, like, the 3rd day, they pulled me out my cell to take me to psychiatrics. I don't know why they taking me there. I ain't signed up for it or none of that. But, you know, they probably think something wrong with the kid. I don't know. Maybe it was protocol. I don't know. Officer Sanchez and Officer Santoro shackled me up. They tell me they're taking me to psychiatrics. On the way to psychiatrics, they degrading me, bro. They talking to me any way they feel that they could talk to me. They're telling me I'm crazy. They disrespecting me. I'm trying to keep quiet. It's getting on my nerves. You know, I'm not even trying to be a gangster about it, but it was bothering me. When they sit me on a chair outside of the office for the psychiatrist, Sanchez leaves, and Santoro's standing there with me, and he's talking crap. He's being mean to me, bro. So I'm like, yo, my man, why don't you just do your job and shut up, bro? I'm shackled. I can't even fight you right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my hands behind my back. I got chains everywhere, you know. And he didn't like. He said something. I said something else. He chokes me. Grab me by the throat. Yo, you gonna shut up, man? I'm like, fam. When he let go of me from that choke, bro, I spit at him. On my mother. I spit at Officer Santoro. So it caught him too by the cheek in the ear. He like, yo, mother. So he went to rush me. He went to hit me. And I kicked my feet out. And I kicked his legs. And we both fell. I fell off the chair. He fell on top of me. He started punching me in my face. Bing, bing, bing. Hit me like 3 times. I'm like, yo, I can't even do nothing, you know. I was mad about that. The lady came out the office. She started screaming, yo, you can't do that. He catches composure. He stand up. He stand me up. I'm flipping, bro. I'm trying to get at him now. Now I'm mad. Mac and other officers came. By that time, other officers came. They grabbed me. They holding me. I'm trying to headbutt them. I'm bugging out because I felt that, you know, that was injustice. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm bugging out. They grab me up. They lock me, they take me back to my cell, bro. Officer Bailey comes, he's like, yo, I just gave you a chance, bro. I just gave you 10 days while you wilding out. I'm like, it's not me, dog. You gotta talk to your officers, bro. They disrespectful. Anyway, I probably could have caught a new charge for spitting at him, but I didn't. Thank you, Lord Father God. But he sentenced me again. Another hearing, and they gave me 60 more days. So instead of doing 10 days in the box, now I got 70 days in the box, right? All together. But I don't do the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? In that box, bro, they used to sanction fights too. Like, I seen a couple of fights, because if you had a beef with another cell, you know what I'm saying, they would let y'all out y'all cell and get it sometimes and get it on, then they lock you back up in your cell. I even seen an officer lose his finger. I don't know if dudes ever heard that story too. This kid called himself Pac, yo. I think he was from Queens or something. Fat blood dude. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't close his slot one day, and him and the officer arguing, and the officer's trying to close his slot, and dude, you know what I'm saying, he pushing the slot back open, and suddenly, I guess he's stronger than the officer, then he tricks the officer, because the officer had his hands on the slot wrong. And when the officer go to push, he's thinking the kid gonna push back. Son moved. Big officer chopped his own finger off, bro. Word in the slot. That's facts. He chopped his own finger off, bro. They came and wooed homie out too, man. Squad came and beat dude up and all that, took him somewhere else. Because a lot of times when they beat you up in front of inmates, they want to move you so you don't have no witnesses, you know what I'm saying? So nobody could fight with you, that case or whatever, you know? It's bull crap. It's disgusting. Rikers Island is disgusting the way they used to operate, and probably the way they still do. And it's sad that nowadays you hear about a lot of officers getting cut, and you used to hear that back then too. But, you know, I was recently watching the news where it's like on the rise again. Officers getting their heads blown off because they don't know how to be people. You don't know how to be human. You don't know how to deal with the inmates. You be rude to them. You be mean to them. So you get what your hand called for. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, you know, I seen a bunch of things in that box. But I go to court one day on February 14th, 2001. On that trip, I went to court and I got sentenced to a 2-4. You know what I mean? I copped out to the 2-4. After I got sentenced, you know what I'm saying? I never finished at that time, I didn't finish the box time because I did like 50 days out of it. And then I went up north. Yo, I gotta tell you this story, bro. I gotta tell you. You wanna know. That's why y'all watch these things. Y'all wanna hear the stories. It's all real life, real spit. You know what I'm saying? That's why we call it that. Anyway, so after I got sentenced, maybe like a week or two later, I can't remember, bro. All this time blurs into each other, but you know, sometime later, they knock on my cell like, yo, tomorrow you leaving. I'm like, oh, nice. So in the next morning, they shackle me up. They take me to this pen. My homie from the Bronx, man, my dude, like I know, his name is Viper, Land King Viper. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Viper. He's there too. So we all eating breakfast before we go and get on this bus, right? And we chopping it up. He's like, he's on a parole violation. I'm going up north for the first time. I've never been up north before. You know what I'm saying? I just turned 21. I'm about to go up north. You heard? So we eat, bologna sandwich with the milk. Don't do it, you'll mess you up. They bologna sandwiches is bologna, bro. You don't want that. But anyway, you don't want that food, bro. If you got a good parents right now, mommy cook for you every night, appreciate that. And don't do crime and don't get locked up because those bologna sandwiches could mess up your whole life. Because they almost did for me. So I ate the bologna sandwich. I drank the milk. I drank 2 milks because Viper don't drink milk, I guess. So he gave me his milk. I drank it. We get shackled up. And they used to shackle your leg to another inmate's leg and then put you on a bus with that inmate. Y'all sit together and all that. There's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of dudes, too, getting shackled. You put your foot up on the thing, they click, click. Put the other dude foot up on the thing, click, click. They shackle you there. You tied to your belly and all that around your waist. And they put you on a bus. When I get on the bus, bro, like 20 minutes into the ride, we going to Downstate. My stomach bubbling. I'm like, oh, no, don't do it. I don't know all these people on the bus, you heard? I don't know if they killers or gorillas. I don't know. You know, I recognize a few faces, but you don't really know these people. So my stomach start bubbling. Bloop, 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 bloop. Now, the dude they shackled me to was an old man. Fat little old white dude with a white beard. He looked like Santa Claus. That's on my mother. He looked like a short version of Santa Claus. And he got the window seat. And he's sleeping. And my stomach bubbling. So I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But I couldn't take it no more. I let out a I let out a silent fart. I lift my leg up, let it out slow. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna stink, right? And I sitting there, and I let out another little one. And dudes start complaining, yo, somebody blowing it up on the bus. Dudes was mad, you heard? Because they gotta smell my fart. And everybody start looking around for the culprit. I'm quiet, I'm like this. You know, like it wasn't me. And then this dude, he look over, he look at me with the grill. Yo, I'm a funny dude. I looked at Santa Claus sleeping. I looked at him like he the one who stink. I'm like, you know what I mean? Everybody look. There ain't nobody really want to hurt the old man. You know what I mean? Word. I let it off on the bus, bro. Sorry, Santa. You know what I mean? That's probably why I don't get no Christmas gifts. You know what I'm saying? Because I violated Santa. I almost got his head blown off probably. I don't know. But I farted on the bus, blamed it on Santa. I ain't say nothing, but I looked at him while he was sleeping like, yo, you stink. It was really me. Anyway, we get to Downstate where I guess the professionals are, because when you get to Downstate, you know how they, I don't know what it's called, you know, they set you up with your stuff and, you know, intake and all that, they get you into the jail. It takes like 45 minutes. On an island, it takes forever. You get up there, the whole getting you in the building, it's like 45 minutes. Cold shower with this little cup thing, they put the soap, put it on. Cold shower, you pull a string, psh, the water blasts you. It was cold, bro. I get to Downstate, you know what I mean, with this kid named Carlito too, Puerto Rican kid. Son was 20-something years old with a pushback. His hairline was back here somewhere. God bless him though, you know what I'm saying? You know, I used to joke on him like, yo, you must be stressed out, bro. You only 20-something while your hairline all the way back here. You must have had a hard life. But I love you, bro. God bless you, you know what I mean? So we get to Downstate. I mean, they sent me to the, you know what I'm saying, to the cell block. I forget what it's called. It's been a long time. When I get there, I'm in 9 cell, and in 10 cell was my boy Deucey. Now, Deucey killed another friend of mine. You heard? This is a true story. Deuce is murdered too. They murdered him when he went home. He got 11 years for killing Gator. You know what I'm saying? Gator I had beef with before too, but we got cool. You know what I'm saying? We squashed it. I paid him back. You know what I'm saying? I did a robbery. I paid him back. And so Deucey, the one that killed him, is in 10 cell. So I heard his voice, you heard? And I recognized it. I'm like, yo, Deuce. He like, yo. I'm like, yo, it's me, bro. Mikey, what's up? He like, yo, what up, bitch? I'm like, yo, why you killed Gator for? So he told me the story, how they had out, you know what I'm saying, a misunderstanding. Gator pulled the gun out on him, but he didn't shoot him. Deucey left, came back, bam, blew his top off, you heard? True story. Sad story, but true story. I could talk about it now because they both dead now. You know what I'm saying? God bless them. Rest in peace. But that's what happened. So he's telling me how it is. I never been up north before. He like, yo, you ever been? I'm like, nah. He like, yo, look, man, don't trust nobody, man. These niggas ain't your friend. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they offered me the shock program. I didn't finish it, man. I got into a little fight, and they kicked me out the shock program. You know, I'm going to skip a little bit, man, not keep your here all day. But I'm there with Deucey for like 10 days. You know what I'm saying? I went to the box for 10 days because I wouldn't give up the blood. You know what I mean? I was giving them a hard time. I was being a knucklehead. Kid, I was still a kid. I'm being a knucklehead, 20, 21 years old. They sent me to the box until I gave them the blood. They sent me to Lakeview. From Lakeview, they sent me to Mariah Shock. Mariah Shock, I did like 2 months there. I didn't like it, so I started a fight just because I didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? And plus, I wasn't ready to go home. I didn't learn my lesson yet. You feel me? I wasn't scared. I didn't learn my lesson. I was sitting in my bed sometimes thinking what I'm going to do when I go home. I didn't have a plan. You know what I mean? I just said I might as well do my big because I'm going to go home and catch a new one. That's how I felt. So when I saw the opportunity to fight, I took the opportunity. And I feel bad for homie because he got kicked out the program too. But back then I didn't care, man. Sorry, kid. I wanted out. So I took him out. They sent me to Washington Correctional Facility from there. That's where I feel like I actually start my up north big. You know what I'm saying? I was there shocked for like a month, maybe 2 months. I go to Washington Correctional Facility, H Block, where I met Pistol, where I saw my son Bullet again. He was up there. You know what I'm saying? This is right before I got there right before the 9/11, right before the towers got hit. You heard? They tried to give me outside clearance work. I didn't like it. I refused it. They sent me to the box, sent me back to H Block. I used to refuse work, bro. I used to refuse it. They used to be like, yo, Vizcarrano want a detail. I used to be like, your mother do the detail. I ain't here for getting a job. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't here for working. You know what I'm saying? I work for myself. That's how I used to be a knucklehead, stupid, right? Anyway, I get to Washington Correctional Facility. The second time I denied. Nothing was popping. We was chilling. I was chilling there. I was chilling. It was actually, H Block was actually sweet. Yeah, you could really do a bid there, but I took it for granted, you know? I didn't know better. I took it for granted, bro. And I acted stupid. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do the work details, so they sent me back to the box like 20 days. The second time I denied work detail. And then they sent me to the main. Yo, when I got to the main, it was all mostly adolescents. Mostly adolescents. And the adolescents is wild. You know what I'm saying? The adolescents be some of the wildest kids. They don't be the most dangerous, though. They're not really that dangerous. I know they could be dangerous. There's a lot of dangerous young bucks. But I think the adults was more dangerous because they play for keeps. You know, the adolescents, there's a lot of fighting and cutting. But the old timers, they ain't with that. They're going to kill you or poke you. They're going to really hurt you, so you don't play those adolescent games with them. You know what I mean? And that's facts. That's my point of view. So I get to the main, Washington. Shout out to Stoney the Brainiac. You know what I mean? Shout out to June. You feel me? Shout out to Dusty, Speedy. You heard? Shout out to those good brothers. You know what I'm saying? Stoney the Brain still to this day. It's my dude. It's my brother from another mother. I love you. You know what I mean? Even though we had some things, you know, I still love this nigga. I get to the main. And the next day when I get out the box, when I get to the main, this kid comes out long hair. You heard? He comes out the box too. And they put him in the cubicle next to mine. And he got the face, bro. He just got this face, yo, like he ain't having it. Like, I'm like, oh man, he gonna be a problem. That's what I'm thinking. He gonna be a problem. I'm on keep lock, so I can't leave that cube for a couple of more days. So we both in our cubes while everybody else is out. And he be reading a book or listening to his headphones. And I be doing the same thing. We not talking. But one day I look over, he look at me. I'm like, yo, what you reading, bro? Because he just finished it. I saw him trying to put it away. He like, yo, it's called Blood Work. There was a book about this cop who became a cop because he wanted to find out who killed his father. His father was a cop too, got murdered. They couldn't understand who murdered him. He became a cop when he grew up. He became the detective, worked on that case, found out who killed his father, and he put in the work on him. You know what I mean? It was a dope book, man. I forgot who wrote it. Y'all should look it up, though. Blood Work or Bloodline, something like that. So he let me read the book. I let him listen to Big Pun. He let me listen to his Pac tape. We became cool. Next thing, he blood, I'm king. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I ain't care. I ain't gonna lie, yo. Like, I cared about being king. I love my bros, but I love this kid. Like, me and this kid got cool. So we would spin the yard together. We didn't care if the Kings or the Bloods liked it. We had a mutual understanding, like, yo, they might not like that we chill like this, but I don't care. You know what I mean? I didn't care. Like, that was my dude. Like, I met my right hand. Like, we just had so much in common. You know what I mean? So we would spin the yarn. Then one day he decided to go local and beat up a captain. He knocked the captain. I wasn't there when that happened, but I heard about it because they had moved me to another housing unit probably like a couple days before, where I met Junie, where I got in trouble too. But he knocked out a cap. I heard about it. They sent him to the box. I thought I was never going to see him again. You know what I mean? One day, Junie, he juggled something and be careful with juggling too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you don't got the money, don't borrow, bro. If you don't got the money, don't juggle. Juggling is like, I'll give you a pack of cigarettes until Common 7, you got to give me 2. You know what I'm saying? He's on the juggle. If you don't got money, bro, if you don't know you're going to get it, don't do it, yo, because you could get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You could get in a lot of bull crap. But Junie wound up doing that. He ain't even had the money. Nobody was sending him out. You know what I mean? I wound up paying for it. You know what I'm saying? He got into it. He caused animosity, you know what I'm saying, with this Crip named AB and some of the Muslim dudes too. He was owing people money, bro. You heard? And that was my man. I ain't care. I'm not judging him. I still loved him. You heard? But anyway, one day, I guess they got tired of him. You heard? They got tired of him always playing games, always juggling and not paying. Or he was good with the mouth too. Like he had game. He could make you believe him, and he be lying. You heard? He be lying to you, but you don't think he lying because he's just got the face. So one day, the Muslims in our unit try to pop on him, you heard? I'm in my bed, and I look, he's walking around, and I look, and I see him getting it on with 2 dudes. So me and another manito, we run over there, we start getting it on. So now the whole unit flipped the script. I'm there for like 4 or 5 months at this time. The whole unit flips the script, and a bunch of us got locked up. You know what I'm saying? But police came, they took like 5 of us, you know what I'm saying, and threw us in the box. I got 90 days in the box. I go to the box with this 90 days. I go to Green S Block. You heard? My first bunkie in Green S Block was a cool dude. You know what I mean? He was cool, funny as heck too. My neighbor was this Boricua. He looked black though like me. His name was OD. You heard? He was from like Staten Island or so, Queens. I don't know where he was from, but he was cool. He was funny as hell too. He used to get angel dust on the visits and weed and all that. He used to get it in. I don't know how he did it, but he used to get drugs. And he was my neighbor. And we used to go to the back of the pen because in Green S Block, you got a little rec area in the back of your cell. It's like a little cage. And they open it up at a certain time, and they let you go out there, and you get to feel the sun, and that's all you really get, is to feel the weather. Like, it ain't really nothing special, you know what I'm saying? But I was in there with this kid named Fronts, my first bunkie there. Fronts had me laughing all day. Word, cool Puerto Rican kid. They called him Fronts. He ain't had no front teeth. I thought that was odd, but son was funny. Son was funny as hell. You know what I mean? I don't know how he did in all his other bits, but he used to have me laughing my buns off, bro. He was hilarious, telling stories, and he was just funny. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. But he only did like 30 days with me, and his time was up. One day, though, before his time was up, the kid OD was like, yo, I got some dust, B. You want a stick? I'm like, whatever. Don't do drugs, kids. You heard? And don't smoke dust in a double bunk cell or single bunk cell, because dust make you go crazy and you could lose your mind. But we didn't lose our mind. We laughed and we was tripping, and you know what I mean? And it was a long trip, yo. That trip felt like it lasted forever. Yo, I didn't like it after a while. I was like, I just want to feel normal again. Don't do dust. No dust. Smoke your weed, whatever, bro, but don't do no drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, then they, you know, they moved Fronts and they put this other kid, man, his name was O something, and he used to date a girl that I used to date, and we was talking about it. But one day, this is why they don't double bunk me. This is why I can never, if I ever go to the pen, they're not gonna double bunk me. That's what they told me, because of this situation. Probably like 2 weeks into being bunkmates with this new kid. You know what I'm saying? His name was Flo. That's what his name was. Anyway, after being double bunked with him for like 2 weeks, one day I'm laying on my bed. He think I'm sleeping. I used to have this little cup, like, you know, the little cups that they have in the hotels and all that, like so you could wash your mouth. The little plastic cups. I had one of those. It was on the little desk thing they gave me. It had all my stamps in it. You heard? I had my stamps laying in it. And one day he's sitting on that table, he's writing letters, and I'm laying on my bed, I'm sleeping, but I opened my eyes and looked at him, and he was going in my cup, taking a stamp. I didn't say nothing at first. I figured he probably think I'm sleeping. When I wake up, he probably gonna be like, yo, Holmes, I owe you a stamp, bro. I took a stamp from your thing. But when I get up for chow, King, he never said nothing. All right, cool. The next day, I make believe I'm sleeping. I'm laying on my bed. And I watch over. He's writing another letter. He goes into my cup again. He takes a stamp. I'm like, yo, why homie keep playing me, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, why homie keep playing me? You know what I mean? So I took my extra sheet that I had and I made it like a lasso. You know, I rolled it up like a rope. You heard? And I made it like a lasso. I made a little like Boy Scout knot type thing or whatever. And I waited. He took another stamp for another letter. So I creeped off the bed and I threw the rope around his head and I yanked it. Boom, yanked him off the chair. Boom, he fell. I put my foot on his chest and I tried to I tried to choke him with the thing. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to break my leg. I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? It was weird. And the police run up to the cell. They look in. They see the commotion. You know what I mean? So they ran in and they snatched me up. They threw me in that cell thing. In that back thing. They locked it on me. They threw me in the back. They locked me back there. They took that kid. They moved him. Yo, I got lucky on that too because they didn't write me up for it. You know what I'm saying? But they told me they wasn't going to double bunk me no more. You know? I was like, all right, cool. Now, I'd rather be alone, but sometimes it's cool if you get like the right bunkie. You could actually do a bid with the right dude. You could do a bid with the right dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have fun. Like, Fronts, for instance, if he would have did the whole 90 in there with me, I would have been happy because dude was cool, respectful, hilarious. You know, he made the time go by. You know what I'm saying? But this dude was a sneak thief, and I tried to kill him, and I'm sorry, Lord, Father God, forgive me, man. But that's what happened, you know what I mean? Anyway, my 90 days is up. When my 90 days is up, they send me across the street to Coxsackie, huh? That's where I saw Crucial again. I go in there. You got to do 5 days in reception. It's hilarious, bro. I'm going to tell you a couple more stories. But, yo, I go to do 5 days in the reception. You know what I mean? Officer Hobart to jerk. But he was there. And, bunch of kids. I knew a couple of people. I was chilling. I knew a couple of people from, you know, either previous time on the island or somewhere in life, like my homie Millie. And Millie got beat up because of me, though. Sorry, Mills. Yo, one day after my 5 days is up, I go to the yard. When I go to the yard, I see Crucial. I see Stoney the Brainiac. I see Dusty. I see Speedy. You know what I'm saying? I see a bunch of other bros, you know what I'm saying, that I knew before. I'm happy, bro. I'm like, oh, this is what's up. They just put me in the place I want to be. So I'm chilling, bro, taking clicks every day, every click day. I'm taking pictures with my fam. You know what I mean? Doing my bid. I'm young and stupid. And one day, though, this other kid, man, God bless him, man, too. His name was Los. He was from Manhattan somewhere. He comes in. He quit, bro. I saved his life. I wasn't there to save nobody's life, but it's facts. He comes in, but he still got to do 5 days. You know what I mean? And we talking from cell to cell. I'm locked in. I'm talking to him, and he shows me his artwork he used to draw. Because we was talking about art. He's like, yo, I could draw. He starts showing me his art. So when he pulls out this one piece, it's a dude on a throne. Everything is white and blue. It's a dude on a throne, and there's 2 pitchforks on the side. They pointed up. And when I looked at that, I said, no. Because that jail at the time was all kings and all bloods. And they wasn't with that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like that. So I whispered, yo, my dude, nah, you don't want, yo, rip that up. Get rid of it. I didn't want him to get hurt. He was like 17. I'm like, no, shorty, don't do that here. He like, what happened? I'm like, yo, everybody blood. I'm telling him, like, yo, everybody blood, everybody came. You don't want them to see that. He's like, for real? I'm like, for real, bro. He like, yo, what I'm gonna do? So I told him, I said, when they open up your cell, when your 5 days is up to take you to the yard or wherever, the first time you get out that cell when there's other people, you gotta put in work on somebody. You gotta go to the box, my dude, till they move you. He was like, for real? I said, yeah, you gotta put a stunt, homie. You know what I mean? They gonna tear you up when they get the chance. He like, word? I'm stupid for that. But anyway, the day that they let him out his cell to come to chow with us in the morning with everybody, he come out the chow, he give me the malicia smell, like, yo. I'm like, yeah. He like, yo. I'm like, yeah. He come out, he's standing by the side of the cell, because you used to stand right outside your door back then. And he looked this way, he looked that way, he looked this way again. He see my son Mills. Now, Mills didn't know. I didn't know neither. I didn't know who he was going to pick. You know what I mean? But he picked the first person he picked. And it was my son Mills. And whew, he just went at him. Bing, 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 bing. He just started beating my son up. So I'm like, oh, and the police came, ran down, grabbed him. You know what I'm saying? Beat him up a little bit. Because Hobart used to like to beat up kids, man. Hobart's a coward, bro. I don't like you, Hobart. I don't like you, son. You like to take advantage of your badge and your authority. You know what I'm saying? Big, fat, ugly, grizzly bear looking, red neckety, neck. doofball, dorky, dummy. He just used to like to beat up kids. I didn't like him. But anyway, they took him somewhere. It was a rap, yo, but I was proud of him, you know what I'm saying? Because he protected himself. Because if you was Crip back then, there was a lot of places you couldn't go in New York. You know what I mean? Maybe in Cali, maybe somewhere else, y'all was big. But in New York, Department of Corrections, back when I was a youth, there was real live Crips, but you had to really pop to survive if you was a Crip. You couldn't just go anywhere and think that you was safe. Because you was on the menu, bro. You was on the menu. You know what I'm saying? New York Crips was on the menu in the system. So he did what he did, got out of there. You know what I mean? And yo, I don't know, man. It was crazy. But New York Department of Corrections was live like that. You feel me? I got moved from there too. I got moved from there simply because I had a lot of friends. Word, they packed me up. You know, one day, they used to let you like 3 to 5 people take the click. Shout to my homie Hobanger too. Hobanger was there too. And I knew Hobanger from a couple of other facilities, you know what I'm saying, in life. And Hobanger was my dude, man. Shout to Twin, you know what I mean? 183rd, that's the word. Word. And he was there too. And Son is live. You know what I mean? Hobanger always been a live one. You can't even suck your teeth at me if Hobanger's around. Son will punch you in your face. Word, I love him for that. She proved that. I mean, I saved those stories too, but word, back then you couldn't do all that. You know, I just want to give y'all, you know what I'm saying, how you go to the box, how you survive the box, how you get out the box. You know what I'm saying, and what kind of my experiences and what prison is about. Anyway, one day they packed me up because I told, man, you could get 3 to 5 people in a click. I called everybody I knew. I was like, yo, come on. And the dude with the camera's like, yo, you can't do that. So I'm like, yo, come on, just one. Come on, hurry up, just quick. So we try to get away with it, you heard? And I took a picture with like 10 dudes, 11 people, Dusty, everybody. I got the pictures. Well, rest in peace, Pep had the pictures. I used to send them in. But after I took those pictures, I heard my name. They on the bullhorn thing. Viscarondo 018-1564. You know what I mean? I was like, oh. So I passed the pictures off to my mans. You heard? Like, yo, mail this out to my peoples for me. And my son did too, man. God bless him, man. But anyway, I go. What's going on? They cuffed me. Take me to a pen. You heard? Had somebody else pack myself. Threw me on a van and took me to Fishkill. And Fishkill, what got crazy for me. I'll tell y'all more about that in another time, man. It's Antonio Bicicleta, Latin Pain, everything. Real life, real spit. No bullshit. Slow it down real quick like, yo. Lord, Father God, I sin and I repent.